we go, and it's Nico Rosberg, and Hamilton's onto the grass, and Hamilton's had a massive crash, and he's crashed into his teammate.
This is 7-time Formula One world champion Lewis Hamilton. And this is the 1-time Formula One world champion Nico Rosberg, who, if you did not know, beat 7-time Formula One world champion Lewis Hamilton in equal machine. One thing we could get away from this moment is that the team, in this case the drivers, did mess up. And on the topic of teams messing up, it reminds me of something that has been hidden in the shadows for too long. Which brings us to the topic of today's video, which is the unfortunate rebirth of this God-forbidden team by the name of Fur-rawr-ree. So for character creation, I went with this guy because, I don't know, he just seemed a lot like Charles and the rest, you know, like number 15, France, Sharl, Eclair, and yeah, pretty much it. And for the car, I just had to settle with this because none other liveries actually looked good or looked close enough to the 2022 Ferrari livery. So yeah, that's what we were working with. You know, qualifying, same mode, same as usual, nothing has changed. New game and nothing has changed. We qualified dead last because that's the way it is. So, for the lack of better words, let's just say that this race was an interesting one. Where the f am I? No. So as we go into
Hey idiot, why is your car parked so badly?
So let's just say that this is again, interesting story. Now back to the actual race. It's gonna be lights out and away we go. And we did not have the greatest of starts, but we are able to keep up with Sharl and Latifi. Heading into the turn 1, the famous Bahrain hairpin, we're gonna go around the outside and we make up some positions. And coming out of the corner, we will come out P14. Still on lap 1, going into turn 10, we try to defend our teammate for sure around the outside, but it just doesn't work and he gets our position, which brings us down to P15. This was an extremely tight lap 1 because then going into turn 11, we were under threat of Zhou Guanyu, and I kind of lose control of the car and drop down to P17, and we get attacked by Albon, which is P18. We go off track a bit, but we keep our P16 to what is not the best first lap. By the start of the second lap, our straight line speed started catching up to us because Mick Schumacher overtook us in the main straight, but we weren't gonna give up so easily as we go defending around the outside in the hairpin. Now into turn 2 and turn 3 again on the outside. We keep our position, and that is it with Mick. Well, I was a little bit wrong because here on lap 3, DRS has been enabled on the main straight. Mick Schumacher around the outside, up turn 1 and the hairpin. We're going to defend in the inside, going in now into turn 2 and to turn 3. We're going to have DRS, but Mick will still have a little bit of an advantage over us because our straight line speed is absolute dog shit. But we keep our position going into the end of the first sector. Mick will simply not give up as we're going into turn 10 right before the DRS. Mick gets sent a little bit off track by us, and Esteban Ocon will now have DRS right behind us, and that Alpine, that really rapid and quick Alpine, going into turn 11. We're going to weave a little bit, but we're going to keep our position for now. Now here on the start of lap 4, Esteban Ocon will have DRS on the main straight. Again, we weave a little bit to keep our position. We're going to defend around the outside of turn 1. Esteban Ocon will overtake us quickly, but we will fight back at the second straight. Going into turn 4, we have slipstream and DRS, but that is just simply not enough for our car. We're going to try to overtake Ocon, but he's going to defend his position going at the end of the first sector, and we make a really good move with a switchback. Going into the second hairpin, an absolutely lovely move. This fight right here has been absolutely mental, but going into turn 1 on lap 5, Mick Schumacher is going to have a bit of a dive and get T-boned. We lose control of the car, but we still keep our position in a big pile up right there, and the safety car has been deployed. So like everyone else, I decided to pit under the safety car, ready to make my stop, and now on lap 8 it is going to be green. And we don't have the greatest of restarts as we're not right behind Joe, but the thing is that Sharl is right behind us. But going into turn 1, Joe is actually held up our teammates fighting, so we have a bit of a chance of going into Joe. I mean, overtaking him, but ultimately that never amounted to nothing. Here on lap 8, this is where the clownery begins, because as we're going at the back straight, we get a little bit of wheel spin, and Sharl is going to overtake us on the straight. Going into turn 11, we're going to try to keep ourselves behind. We get a bad exit because Ocon tried to dive a little bit for us, and then Mick Schumacher is going to have a Fur goes Hamilton moment, and coming out into the final straight, we get a lot of curb and we spin out. We luckily saved the car, but it's still, we spun out. Nothing really happened in this final laps. I just decided to take it easy and bring the car home, actually finish the race, and I did it in a bit of an odd way by pitting, because, you know, I just wanted to, but I ended up getting a 5-second penalty. But that is it. We at least finished ahead of Latifi, which means that we gained 1 position during the race. So to summarize this Grand Prix, it definitely wasn't what we wanted, but at least we gained 1 singular position, and that's what matters. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Next video will not be about Ferrari, even though it's like just back, but I cannot record Ferrari because for reasons that will be explained next video. But until then, I'll see you next time.